DJ thing's a hobby. So there was a point where I was like, I went to music school. So yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, people don't know a lot of shit. So I went to music school. I went through a little stage where I was like, I want to become a DJ, like a real life DJ, professional DJ.
I want to become a rapper. I'm gonna start spitting bars,
bro. You have the voice, dog. Do it. There we go. It stops you from starting because you're like, nah, it's not good enough. Or like,
that's him. That's how he is.
It's just like with content too, right? Like you know how you should post on social media. Sometimes like I will record all this stuff and I sit there and look like, I don't know, like
just post it.
Yeah, just do it, right?
Post it.
And that's the biggest thing I gotta overcome because I hold on to a lot of stuff and don't do it because I'm like,
just
decompose. I don't know.
Not decompose.
That's how you know I'm Mexican, bro. I miss
what are we really gonna do out there, bro?
No, because actually that's the best way for me to like decompress. You know what I mean? Because like I'm in a different environment.
Yeah.
Does that, you know what I mean? Like when I'm in the same environment daily, bro, it's kind of hard to do it.
Yeah, you need a break from your real life. Bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Life for Friends podcast, presented by Vive the Brand. I'm Alex, one of your hosts.
Randy Vialta, Kraken Productions.
What's going on, guys? I'm Miguel, the other co-host, and today we have a special guest today. I'll go ahead and let himself, just kind of introduce himself and tell us a little bit about what he does.
Your voice sounds sick, bro. He has a voice for this, right?
It's funny because at the beginning, when we first started the podcast, Miguel really didn't want to do the podcast.
I don't like doing podcasts.
And then he came on at like our apartment at
100
first.
views. Boom.
And then he's like, damn, I sound pretty good. And we all told you.
You said you sound pretty good.
And same with Jensen.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You have a good pocket voice. Well Irving.
All right. Well, yeah, my name's Irving. Social media, Irving Legend. And bro, I'm 25. I have my own podcast. Sick. And we'll just dive into a lot of shit that I kind of dabble on.
Yeah, so let's talk about like kind of what you do so far. So I know you have a podcast.
Yeah.
I also know you do exotic.
Bro, I'm all over the place. So
yeah, you do everything.
Yeah. So people always ask me, what the fuck do you do? Because it's not like,
what the fuck do you do?
It's not like,
I remember at one point you were even like posting about like Amazon stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Amazon affiliates.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get started, what is it called, your podcast? What's it called?
So the podcast is called Disorderly Conduct.
Okay.
I have my homie, my co-host, Kali the one. So it's just two of us. And bro, just started like towards the end of the last year. And it's going good, it's slow. It's just a lot of work, but of course we're trying to get through it. Yeah. But Disorderly Conduct podcast on Instagram.
Wonderful. You guys are consistent.
Yeah. So
I would say that.
Bro, it's like a fucking second job. We record twice a week, usually Fridays and Sundays, and then we try to every week. We're on every week, and then we have like a schedule of cutting clips. So I'm the one that does the editing, the clipping. So every week, every Sunday, Monday, I just clip. We have like a little schedule.
So what's your role in that podcast?
So I'm a co-host.
Okay.
But I'm doing more of like the back editing stuff, and my homie, he does more of the, getting the guests, structuring the podcast. So he's kind of your role basically. I don't know if you kind of like dive into the guests and kind of get the information. And
for us, it kind of depends. We all have like we don't all have a set role. Obviously, Jensen's role is pretty damn set. Obviously, but besides that, it's whoever brings the guest on. Then we'll do like a little information about that guest. So whoever brings it on, it's kind of they're in charge of making sure everybody's like informed.
Okay, yeah, so it's like that with me too. So if I bring people on that he doesn't know, I go into detail, etc. But he's more of he has a structure. He's like the backbone of like the whole like we gotta post on this day, blah blah. We gotta learn this.
Okay, so pretty much your role. That is your role.
Yeah.
And I'm more of the I do all the editing, and then he tells me what we're gonna talk about, and I kind of do my due diligence, and I just show up. And
usually our roles, Miguel and I, is just the pretty faces.
Yeah, they're the talent.
Long
pretty
story
much.
short, bro.
They're the talent.
He's the voice on the face.
We just show up and talk some shit, bro. That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Show up, drink, and just talk.
Let's go.
I was actually gonna bring that up as your podcast. Actually, I noticed you guys post a lot of like YouTube shorts.
So obviously, you've seen it. Does
that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot because YouTube. It's hard to grow on YouTube if you don't have a fan base already on all the socials sometimes. Because, people go and watch your stuff, and YouTube doesn't promote you. It's like a weird algorithm thing, If you're unless you're popping, it's going to be hard to.
Entirely different.
But it's just like Reels, right? When you post Reels, people that don't even know you or anything see your stuff, and you get more traction. It's the same thing with YouTube. I've seen it help us a lot. Because it's hard to grow on YouTube. I don't even know how much subscribers we got, but it's just
almost
basically
200. I saw.
He did his research.
It's just basically off of shorts, bro.
But that's amazing though. So I was actually I think I've talked about it before, whether on camera or off camera, where YouTube as a platform, like it's the hardest to grow. But at the same time, if you do grow on it,
it's more rewarding.
It's more rewarding and more engagement than, let's say you have, 20K Instagram followers, but you only have like, let's say 200 subscribers on your podcast. Those 200s are way more than those 20K on Instagram because they subscribe to you.
Yeah, because like long form content is hard to engage people. So if you have people's attention, that matters more than like somebody likes your reel and they follow you because the reel is cool.
One thing that I find very frustrating, like on Instagram, you don't have to follow the person to like or like to be engaged in their content. Whereas YouTube, you have to have a profile or something in order to like the video, to subscribe. You can't just like it. YouTube's going to take you to another link. And be
because as soon as
make your profile.
If you have a Google account, you got a YouTube account. Like that's automatic, which is it's smart as fuck for them to do. But basically,
definitely do a Google account. You connect to everything that way. But it's just very frustrating because you have to have that profile in order to do like YouTube subscriptions, And for the people that watch our podcast but don't want to subscribe, they don't want to make a profile.
Oh yeah, and the hard part is because sometimes people just watch your stuff but they don't subscribe. So once you get a subscriber, that's when it fucking So and it feels good seeing that shit happen.
We forget to say it every time, but please like and subscribe.
Bro, we're the same thing. We be saying at the end of the podcast every time like that. We forgot to say this, but could like and subscribe.
Of course,
dude. For a second on this podcast, I thought you were gonna come up with your shades because I know on your
I was thinking about it because
on his podcast, him and your boy, what's the name of your boy?
Kali.
Yeah,
Kali.
They both use shades at all times.
I don't see why not, dude.
It became a thing. Like at first, you were like, they just put them on,
your signature, right?
And then like now, guests come on and they're like, we gotta wear shades, right? And I'm like, nah, I don't have to, but
it's funny because I saw one of the, I think it was a reel or shorts or whatnot. He didn't have his sunglasses, and then someone was like, "You guys were mentioning it's like I don't think anyone has seen your eyes."
Nah, yeah. People were like, "That is the first time." When people come on that don't know me or don't, they're like, "Oh, shit, this is the first time I see your face." Like, that's funny, but it became a little thing. So
yeah,
fuck it.
Okay, so besides the podcast, what else do you do? Let's go one by one. Kind of talk about it.
My actual job, I work for American Airlines.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah.
No idea.
So I mean, my only jobs that I ever had was working at the airport since I got out of high school.
Okay.
I worked with different companies, but now when the pandemic happened, I got hired with which is weird because they started laying everybody out. But I got hired with American, and I just been working. But I don't really work. Like I mean, it's like weird. You could give your shifts away and like kind of pick up however you want. So
okay, so it's almost cool. Like what's that called?
Yeah, very flexible.
Like kind of your own time.
Yeah, so there was a point when I was working. I was slaving myself, but I was working a lot, and that kind of got just mentally like I'm over this. Then I took a long break, just kind of been chilling. But maybe I should work a little more because I be spending too damn much money.
He's like, I've been doing some shit lately, bro.
Yeah, but you're also doing a lot. Like I met you last year through Caesar. Shout out Caesar. And then I connected with you because I saw you started. You had a clothing brand or have a clothing brand.
So I've been doing that clothing brand shit for years, like back and forth with like different names and like. I always never fully dove into it, which is like, I've been seeing you and you, like that's dope. You really went full throttle with it. And like,
so Miguel's actually my business partner. We're the founders of it.
Yeah, that's fire. You guys, bro, you're on it, For me, it was, so the brand you're talking about, Unorthodox.
Unorthodox.
I kind of,
LA, right?
I kind of didn't feel like I had the brand identity. Like I was just kind of all over the place with it. So I kind of sat down like, look, like the brand doesn't have like a core of like, okay, this is what the brand is. Like you have a core. This is what the brand means. This is the mission statement, et cetera, et cetera.
That's very important.
I'm actually going to pause you on that. It's funny that you say that because me and Miguel, when you had your client, I showed it to him, stuff like that. For us, on an outside perspective, we're like, oh shit, this guy.
I thought it was very niche.
We were just
it was targeting a certain audience and that specific audience.
Definitely, but it didn't have that. I would just come up with like, oh, I kind of want to make this and I'll just do it. Instead of like, okay, this collection is this. Like to the core, there was no like, okay, this is what the brand means.
You wanted more.
Yeah, there was like people would not.
You wanted a story.
When you think of a brand, right? You know what the brand stands for. You fuck with them for a reason. Like people, I had a lot of one-time buyers type of thing. Like they saw it on Instagram, it's cool, they'll buy it, but it wasn't like, oh look, I'm waiting on this brand to drop this. Like I didn't have that. I wasn't building that. Like fan base, not fan base,
a community.
Community around the brand.
But that comes over time, though. Like no brand has that off the bat. Like even if you think about it, like say you wanted a storyline behind your clothing brand, right?
Right. Yeah.
You wanted something for it to stand for, but if you really think about it, like all these big brands out there, what do they really stand for? like I know Nike and all those brands have a huge, like they do stand for a lot of things, but like let's say Young LA, like if you really deep dive into it, like what do they do? Just promote a luxury kind of like a young, reckless lifestyle?
Young LA is more like freaking fast fashion. Cheap clothes for.
But they're killing it in the market, right?
Of course.
And do they have an actual story?
No.
And if they do you know about the story?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I get you, but I was just in the space where I'm like, okay, this is, and then like I would do everything myself, like being on a one person team. That shit is tough. And then,
you're a solo.
Like, so I was, I would design. The designing process is the hardest, and then it's harder when you don't have somebody to kind of bounce ideas off of. So then I will kind of like ask friends, like, what do you think of this? If people, they're not gonna say, like, oh, that's just trash, or like, they're just gonna be like, yeah.
Actually, you'd be
surprised. I feel that. Yeah.
So Miguel does most of our. At the beginning, it was like equal, whatnot. Miguel now is more in charge of the designs, and then obviously. Once he has something, he'll shoot it towards me, and then we go back and forth. But he'll like the designer pretty much right now.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
You feel like as a creator, hold up. You feel like you kind of think it's cool, but then like, damn, I don't know if it is. You have like this dilemma in your head, and then
or like you'll make it, and you're like, you know what, I'll touch back to it, later on, and then you see it again, you're like, wait a minute, it's complete, it's good. You have your moments, you have your times, and you're always like, no, but I can better this, and I can do this. But then you do so much to it where the design kind of loses its value that it had at first, right? So now you're like, fuck, like, how was it back then? Because I liked it more when it was when I first started.
It's hard to be satisfied. Like I create something and I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's cool. But then I look at it again like, nah, hold on, I need something. Yeah. And then not having a partner, it's just hard, because I cannot go and somebody's gonna tell me the truth. Like, hey, nah, this is
accountability.
Yeah, friends are gonna be like, yeah, that's cool, because they kind of don't understand it either. You gotta be part of like the brand or the creative process to understand, kind of see
what it stands for, to see if it's with your brand.
And not even that, bro. It's like I feel like it's different when you see a design on a phone or like something on a screen rather than a T-shirt, right? This person has to actually like stop and think and how it would look on that T-shirt, right? Like prints it on there, because a mock-up is different, You see it in a mock-up, bro, but it's not flowing on somebody's pod.
Oh yeah, the mock-up is way different.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's also something to take into perspective too. Like just because you show it to someone, they're like, oh, this is whack, doesn't mean they're not gonna like it when it's actually printed and on somebody's fucking body.
Definitely has a lot to go into.
It's funny that you say that, because like when we saw your brand and stuff like that, like for us we were like, damn, this is dope. Like, and it actually pushed me and Miguel to be like,
those hats that you came up with, unorthodox hats, bro. I saw Caesar wearing one of those, bro.
Now that had his fire
heat, bro.
And that had, bro, like that was a random ass design that I literally sat down and I was like, I want something just to go like big across, and I sat down, I did it. And I'm like, okay, this looks cool. Let me just send it in, and it worked out. But it's like the things that you don't overthink, like you just let it flow and let it be. That kind of turned out to be the best thing.
Well, that's what happened with these hats.
Is it on the gram?
I kind of closed everything. I deleted a bunch of them. I'll show it to you later.
Do you maybe think that you're maybe I would say like too hard on yourself?
Yeah.
Like because for us, like we saw your brand, it was dope as fuck, and it actually motivated me and Miguel to be like, fuck, he's doing this with his brand. Yeah. We gotta find an identity more, or showcase our identity more. Yeah. Right, instead of just clothes. It's funny.
It's crazy because and that happens in every aspect. People always tell me like, oh, you're too, but it's because, how do I say it? At the end of the day, you're too hard on yourself, but only you know like what you go through for real. Like the struggles, and then brands. Like people think you make big money. There's like the margin is so small, especially especially when you're outsourcing, like getting screen prints. When you gotta go get minimums done and you don't know you're gonna sell them. That's the harder part too. When you gotta go spend all this money up front and you're starting off, you don't have people to buy everything that you might have, and you end up giving stuff away. So that was another big problem. You kind of just get tired of like the same cycle, and then unless you're like a brand that's just selling out every single time, like that's when you're profitable up front. That's
definitely the goal.
Yeah, or when you're doing pre-orders, right? And you have a big enough fan base where all that money's gonna come in, and then you're profitable right before you even sell anything, because you already have all the money up front and you're gonna spend less getting anything produced. But the margins are small, it's like less than 25% if you're lucky. If you're able to have, if you go on good quality shit, your profit margin's gonna be fucking trash.
100%. And or else you have to like resell it for so much, unless you go overseas, obviously.
On that note, I mean, I feel like self-criticism is definitely part of the journey of what entrepreneurship is. It's just a matter of how much you criticize and how much you you let yourself allow to be criticized. You know your limits, you know what you're capable of, so just overcome those things.
Because if you criticize yourself too much, then you never do anything, right? Because you feel you feel stuck, overwhelmed.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Well, that's my problem that I'm having right now, dude. Actually, I mean, if I may, actually,
Yeah,
I wanted to segue onto this, dude. So we never really touched base on the things that you actually do. I know you were listing all these things, and it sounds to me like you do a whole bunch of things. Yeah. And you know, I struggle with the same problem, bro. Like, I try to focus on this 1, 2, and 3. He told me that you also DJ as well, but
yeah.
My question.
Hold on. You do Kraken production like that, right?
Yeah, Kraken like the
octopus. I don't know where I think I've seen
he knows
you,
bro.
He knows me.
I've seen
She knows me.
my homies are DJs, and I think they've done. Do you know Tita?
I know Tita.
Yeah, so that's
my boy. Tita,
yeah, so that's that fool. He taught me how to DJ.
No shit.
Yeah, so
he's
you
good.
know.
I already know. That's it.
So
Tita, dude,
so that's where I was seeing you. I know you
Shout
guys
out
would do
Tita.
like stuff together or whatever. So I think that's why I recognize your company.
I booked him for my first desert rave back in like 2020.
Hold on, I was there.
Then I met him.
Is it the one?
Wait,
is
you
it the
were
one with
there?
the rock?
Yeah, Giant Rock.
I was there.
You were there?
I was there too.
For real?
How crazy is that?
Small world, bro.
See, I was there, bro. Lit. I was.
Weren't you there too?
Yeah,
Alex?
I went there for 1 day. Me, my
was
fiance
one day,
now,
yeah.
and our friend Therese. We literally went there on I think it was a Saturday night.
Yeah, that was my event. That
That
was
is so
That's
funny.
Hey, yo, give me some. That's what I can tell you,
dude. That's dope.
That's dope.
So you
That's
like
like
techno and all that, or you were just like?
No,
whatever?
I just support this guy.
I got it, bro. It's all good, family. It's all
We're
good.
gonna clip that for sure.
I'm not stressing, bro.
I didn't even see about that, bro.
Hey, to be fair, I didn't go to that rave
give me
event,
that
so
hand
it's okay, bro.
That's so funny, dude.
No, I'm not into that music. I've known Randy for 5 years or so or not, and he's the one who inspired me to be an entrepreneur, which is funny how it works. And then so I just support him in whatever he does. I don't even doesn't mean I like it or not. I just show up. That's all that matters.
He's lying. You
That's fuck. Doesn't mean I like it. I just show up.
I don't even like EDM.
Sucks, no.
I like music. I just but I'll be there with my headphones and not listening.
That's funny.
What were you saying before I cut you off?
So no, it's cool. Dude, it's cool. What I was saying is to the segment that I wanted to ask was, how do you organize yourself and how do you keep everything in order and how do you go on your daily?
It's not easy. I be fighting my demons with this because I try to be that guy, like planners, weekly notes, blah blah blah. But man, like I get home tired at night and I don't plan for the next day. Like you do fall behind, so I try to keep everything like organized. Have Notion templates, etc. I put my everything I gotta do during the week. Whiteboards. I try to do all the stuff that everybody tells you to do, but it's not that simple. And like the day does not flow how you want stuff to flow. And I procrastinate a lot. Like I am the worst, bro. So. I don't know. I'm not the best at it. I try to
get it done.
Yeah,
Right?
you try. At the end of the day, just get it done. But
We're trying.
Yeah, just try, bro. It's hard, and especially, if you don't have any. So the best thing is to write stuff down, because if you have everything in your head, like, oh, I gotta do this, it's not gonna get done. If you sit down and you look at your notes, oh, I gotta do this, you're gonna do it. Literally scratch it off or mark it off on your phone. That's the only way to actually keep track of what you gotta do.
Damn
basically.
right. Once I had this thought actually. I was actually talking to James actually. We had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and I was telling him like about the whole writing things down, writing notes and everything. And then the same perspective that I had was, you should write these things down. And he's like why? I remember it. It's not that you remember it; it's that you don't have to remember it. So you leave all those memory cells for other things you have to do. Write it down. Forget about that. It's on paper or whatever, and now you can focus on the things and come back and boom, boom, boom. Of course you can remember it. Yeah, but it's just easier not to. You don't have to remember it.
Facts.
Yeah, that makes everything like I look at my reminders and then I gotta do this or that. Just me going off of what I think I gotta do is I ain't gonna do a damn thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Out of all the stuff that you do, so DJ, freaking exotic car, which we haven't thought about.
The DJ thing's a hobby. So there was a point where I was like, I went to music school. So yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah, people don't know a lot of. So I went to music school. I went through a little stage where I was like, I want to become a DJ, like a real life DJ, professional DJ.
I want to become a rapper. I'm gonna start spitting bars,
bro. You have the voice, dog. Do it.
There we go.
But yeah, I went to music school, and I was like, but I don't have the patience, bro. Like that is not me. I was sitting there, hearing the loop 1,000 times, like, nah, this is not for me.
It takes a while.
I like the partying aspect of it, like I was like, man, maybe the producing ain't for me, and to be a good professional DJ, you gotta be a producer, So I was like, maybe
that's the niche nowadays.
Maybe ain't for me. Let me just stick to.
Hey, maybe you should do events.
I have. So I was actually I was working with.
Oh well, I mean, there's nothing he hasn't done. So just tell him, hey, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So yeah, I was throwing parties. I was throwing mansion parties. All this. Okay, so in high school, I was always throwing like those backyard
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to your high school, your high school stuff. What were you doing in high school? Why are you an entrepreneur? Like, how did this even come about?
All right. Damn.
I
never even talk about this stuff, but all right. So I went to school.
Exclusive.
Yeah, I grew up in South Central, like straight hood shit.
South Central.
Yeah.
Isn't that where Fred from our last podcast?
He grew up in LA
so,
too, South Central.
Yeah, we had a guy last week. Same thing, South Central.
Yeah. So you could probably hear my voice. I talk a little ghetto and stuff sometimes. You know, yeah. But yeah. So I was born in Mexico. I was raised in South Central. Lived there my whole life until not so long ago. Went to school, like the craziest school stuff that you could see in the fucking news type shit, like the ghettoest
movies
thing,
and stuff. Yeah.
But then I transferred out to Southeast and Southgate just to go play sports. And when I went to that high school, it was literally like a culture shock for me because I was so used to like there was no sports teams, there was no like school life.
Yeah.
When I came over here, it was football Friday nights. I was like, what is this? It was a whole world to me, bro. I swear. Transferred to Southeast. Well, first I went to a magnet school, and I was like, nah, this ain't for me.
A what? Sorry?
A magnet school. So
I don't know what that is.
Magnet schools means it's like a program where it's more like it's more academic and higher level class courses, AP courses types of.
It's like early college out here, right?
Yeah, it's harder than regular
That's
school. It's hard to get into. You got to apply.
It's
and
like
do
AP classes.
AP's
pretty
much
much
for whole school basically.
Yeah, so you smart too. Okay.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It's not. It was terrible for me because you know it's a good school. You want to learn a lot of crazy stuff, but I cannot do it. I cannot be in class sitting there listening to stuff like that. Has never been me. So. And I'm just naturally smart. Like, I know how to learn. I could learn anything I want to learn easy. Yeah. But I'm just not. I don't know. I cannot sit in class and.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah, honestly. I can't do it. So then I went to school to Southeast, transferred, played sports, played soccer, played football. For football, I was just a varsity kicker, and then from there went to community college, and it just wasn't. Well, I went to community college, and actually I took entrepreneurship. I took business management, accounting.
So you already knew pretty much like when you were in high school that like this is not for me. So it's like I need to find a way to.
In high school, when you say how did I knew I wanted to do this, or like how do I know I belong in this? Just creating something. Yeah. Since I was a little kid, I was literally. I remember I used to wake up and. My mom used to help me fucking make tortas. You know what tortas are?
Yeah.
But I used to sell them in school, but I wasn't the one selling them. So I make like 30, 40 of them in the morning, 5 in the morning, wake up, do them. And I had 3 homies. I was just, hey, I'm going to give you guys 12 each. Go sell them.
He's the plug.
Go sell them, and then they'll give me my money. Bro, I was doing that all high school. Just really, I swear.
Torta king,
He's
dog.
like, all right, bro. So I got 40 tortas. It costed me $10 to make 40 tortas. Bro. I'm gonna give you 10 tortas each, and y'all better bring me $25 a pop.
Bro, that ass. I was like,
You're a torta dealer.
And they liked it. Like I'll pay them like $5 in the torta, and they'll be happy. Like go sell me on there.
Yeah. Especially in LA, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of poverty out there too in South Central, my boy. So for a kid getting $5, bro, like damn, I'm buying myself some chips, soda, bro. I'm getting all that.
Yeah, bro. So
that's awesome.
So just even then, I was already kind of, have people working for, because I did not want to be the one selling them in school. I want to have, chill with my homies and lunch and shit. So I would have people do it for me.
Damn.
So just back then,
you already had it in you.
But here's the thing about that, bro. Like if you talk to every entrepreneur about high school, they have a story like that, bro.
Dude,
they would fucking sell candies, cereals,
everything
and anything at the store in the little backpacks, right? So they'd go with a backpack, bro, and their backpack had $0.
I had the gym bag, big ass gym bag, and just pop out the torta. Bro.
See, for me, it wasn't high school. For me, it was like elementary school.
Elementary school.
I would.
So you started early.
I grew up in France. And I would come over here for summer to visit my mom.
Crepes,
No, visit my mom, and I would buy all the U.S. toys, Beyblades, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the Pokemon cards,
flip them,
take it all that back, and fucking sell it
and let
back
it
in
rip.
France. And I lived in a little village in France, so everybody that's like, oh my god, this Beyblade has sparks in it, I'm gonna fucking buy it. So that's what I would do.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? Y'all have seen what is that?
I was importing and exporting.
Did you pay taxes on that, Alex?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you better get that shit off.
We got him, guys. We got him. No, y'all ever seen The Longest Yard?
Of course.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
I got these tortas, man.
And what's funny? You don't think about it like that, though. Like, you're just doing something that you like doing. But at the end of the day, it comes back to the basics of being able to buy something for cheaper and sell it for, that's how you make money. Yeah. Buy it cheap, sell it at a higher price. And we've been doing it forever. So, and then, back to
offer and value, bro. These kids were hungry. You know, oh shit.
Yeah,
So back to your obviously community college. You realized entrepreneurship was the route.
So obviously in community college you gotta take all the dumb classes like it's not dumb, you know, but you know stuff that you don't want to fucking like. I don't give
I took those classes.
I don't care about history. Like we took that history class in high school. You're teaching the same history
or fucking math.
But you know what it is they get paid. Yeah. They get paid for taking those classes. So they make you take stuff that you don't even need. Because the first 2 years of general education classes is literally stuff you just went through in high school. But you do have the chance to choose certain classes that you wanted. And I took literally every fucking business class that I could have took. And I had a professor. He taught like all of them, mostly all of them, but like different courses. And he was good, bro. He was a really good professor. And for one of the classes we had to create a whole business plan.
Oh shit!
And
let's just remove the tape. Yeah, I mean, just take it off.
Yeah, take it off.
Oh, wait, slowly.
Yeah, don't make the whole thing. Yeah, slower, baby, slower. Take it off.
Sorry, guys, low difficulties. We're just.
What's the point of the tape?
Well, just keep it up.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
That's fine.
Oh, I see.
He's gonna adjust it.
A little ASMR. There we go.
Why are you so good at that, bro?
Oh,
nice
experience.
I wish we would have caught that on camera.
Okay, so you were in community college, your teacher, whatnot.
Yeah, I had a great professor. I took entrepreneurship and all these classes, and we had to create a business plan. And if I would have stuck with my business plan, bro, because I was in 6 years. 'Cause I'm 25 right now, so it was like 5 years ago.
Okay, 1918.
Yeah, I was like 1918. If I would have stuck with that, bro, it would have been. I don't know what I would have been, put in a better place for sure.
It says game over.
It was basically Amazon sales and e-commerce before it was like
a
back
thing.
then. Like when it was like when it
shit.
popped off, when it was easy to make money off, And if I would have stuck with it, but whatever, everything happens for a reason.
I was gonna say that everything happens for a reason. Like you wouldn't be, in this spot. Maybe you wouldn't have a podcast. And you never know where things goes.
Life would have been exactly so
very different.
And like I always beat myself over it because I've always known what I want to do. Like I know I'm pretty good at learning how to fucking sell shit online, taxes, anything I need to know business related. But I just don't.
Smart.
I don't fucking.
We have to talk after the podcast, bro.
Right, dude.
I suck at doing it. Like that starting process. Like I will learn everything about it, but I don't. Taking that step of actually doing it.
That kind of goes back into
procrastination coming in.
Not procrastination. I think you're just too hard on yourself. What we talked about before with the.
It's like an actual thing. It's called
perfectionist.
Yeah, you're and it stops you from starting because you're like, nah, it's not good enough, or like.
That's him. That's how he is.
It's just like with content too, right? Like how you should post on social media. Sometimes like I will record all this stuff and I sit there and look like I don't know, like
just post it.
Yeah, just do it,
just
right?
Post it.
And that's the biggest thing I gotta overcome because I hold on to a lot of stuff and don't do it because I'm like.
How do you think you need to change that? Like, how do you think you need to get over that thing that you're too hard on yourself? You're too critical of yourself, like Randy said earlier, that it's stopping you from doing your things you're supposed to do.
This year, actually, I started all the stuff that I've been kind of like holding back. So that's why I held back from the brand because I'm like, I don't want to be putting if I'm not going to go all in, I don't want to be, just wasting my time with it. So I kind of just pulled back on it and then I went all in with other shit that we could talk about. But basically, going through a lot of shit in my life last year, I was literally like in the worst. It translated to the beginning of this year, like the worst position I've been in my life.
This year?
Yeah, end of last year, the beginning of this year, and that shit just kind of, made me like, okay, like I said, stop bushing. I gotta get shit going. So, hitting rock bottom basically just made me like, okay, I don't have the luxury to be like, it's not good enough. Yeah, right. Like, you just fucking do it. So, yeah, that's basically what kind of putting me into that path of just getting shit going. And then like the Amazon thing, right? I said I wanted to do it forever. And then one of my homies, that fool started doing it. Like he just went for it.
He just did it.
And he's doing great. So yeah, he's doing really good. So I was like, what the fuck am I doing? So this year I just opened up the accounts, opened up the business accounts, the LLCs, all that shit, and put some money in already, and got it going. But,
how do you go upon that? Like, let's say you wanted to start an e-commerce business on Amazon.
So there's different ways. So it's Amazon FBA. Which means you send your product into Amazon and Amazon does all the. When you buy stuff from Amazon, you're buying it from like regular people. It's not really Amazon.
Right.
They're so just the distributor.
Yeah, so anybody could do it. There's different ways though. You could it's called online arbitrage where you buy like, say this store has this for cheaper, like 1 week, right? for some reason. And Amazon is it's more expensive. People just go to Amazon directly and order everything. They don't go looking around to other websites no more.
So there's easier access for them, I guess.
Yeah, people buy them cheaper.
They know where to find it.
Amazon everything.
And then there's also wholesale, which is when you buy from big distributors. There's like big pallets of stuff, and then there's like an app, right? And you kind of input the numbers and the ASINs, and it's just a numbers game. You gotta make sure there's enough profit. There's not a lot of competitors selling it. And just rinse and repeat.
And it's
and you need some sort of like a warehouse to store all this stuff.
There's warehouses. So when you buy it from big distributors, they'll do it for you. They'll say we ship to Amazon, and they will package it. And the stuff that I just bought, I didn't even see it. Like I didn't even have to touch it.
Yeah, so we gotta talk after this.
I've heard about that too. Where to open up a store, you need like 50K, 25K, 30K, depending on how big you want to do it.
Yeah, everything depends.
You know, and well, this is because I have a friend that was into that space as well, and I was kind of dabbling in it as well. Like beginning of the pandemic, 2020, I was jobless, I was getting unemployment, and I was like, this isn't me. You know, I am getting money in return, but I wanted to move my life. You know, I want to continue to be active. So I hit him up because he was doing that, and he told me he's willing to go half on a store, and all we'd have to do is put 25 grand each to invest in that store, and pretty much that initial investment will take care of the rest, and the recurring money coming in would just be going into the business, and we'll be splitting like $2,000 profit a month. Yeah, is what he was saying.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously the more
but
money
you don't do anything.
The more it's called automation, basically automation.
Yeah.
So
I see that word everywhere,
and it's like it's like the new thing to say.
YouTube automation, all that shit.
YouTube automation. I've been looking into that too, bro. I have notes of the whole thing.
What is automation? What is
YouTube automation? And we're just all over with the business. But YouTube automation, basically, when you go on YouTube and you see like videos of like content, depends what business content, etc. But there's no face to it. Like it's all
It's like informational.
Yeah.
It's like how to work out this bench press, but there's nobody. You're not doing it. It's just an example.
It's voiceovers, etc. So that's
ASMR.
It's its own thing, bro. And people make fucking bank.
That's cool.
Because you're getting ad revenue just and like
taking notes record.
Yeah, and you're not physically like in front of the camera. You know, that's the whole purpose.
Well, in today's day and age, whether it's Amazon, freaking automation, whatever, there's money to make anywhere. It's just a matter of like where do you want to put your attention to it. And I think like there's money to make, but if you're not like interested in it or passionate enough about it,
serious about
then you're never going to do it. Doesn't mean like you're lazy. It just means you're not passionate.
Yeah.
And I think so. For going back to the word lazy, I feel like a lot of people use that word in general. Like I remember in high school, middle school, people call me lazy. You say you're a procrastinator.
Yeah.
But you're not a procrastinator. I feel like I think you're not interested in that specific subject. So you're not doing it, right?
So it's just work overload. You have so much stuff to do that you don't do any of it. You get me? Your brain is all over the place. Like, okay, I gotta do this. I should put some time into that. Instead of that's why I just condense. And before I'll be like, one thing I could say is at least I tried it all. Like at least I went to music school and found out I didn't like it. At least I went to college and I know I didn't like it.
It's cool.
Instead of saying what if, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because that what if I was thinking about that. What if I would have tried this? What if? And I've had those moments too. Like, what if I would have started, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. But, hey, just...
At least you started.
Yeah, exactly. At least you started.
Bro, that's so cool.
All right, so what happened that you didn't start? Because there's always an obstacle that's
I was young. I was 18, 19, bro. And then I love to fucking party. That was...
Were you like, I'm making X amount of money throwing parties, might as well just stick to this? Or?
Nah, so I didn't start... I was just 18, 19, like, trying to... I was just living it up, bro, to be honest. Okay. I was just all over the place. I was in... mentally very I guess you could say like now I already went through like a lot of shit, so I'm more like okay, I'm 25, trying to fucking
more grounded,
get shit
you'd
going.
say?
Yeah, 18, 19 I was still like a pretty mature kid, just fucking going around. I always knew I wanted to do better things, but I was like kind of more focused on Friday, Saturday, Sunday partying, just enjoying my life, which
right.
I could say at least I have fun. Like, if some shit were to happen to me, like I had a good run. It was fun.
Yeah.
I can't go back and be like, damn, I was miserable. Maybe I would have loved to be a little more focused on other stuff, but we're here now.
At the same time, it's enjoy the moments. We have one life.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm actually gonna go back to how you said like the beginning of this year and last year went to like your hardest moment and stuff like that, or rock bottom and stuff. For anyone that's listening, like. Everyone will go at some point in life rock bottom, right? Whether it's everyone has different levels of rock bottom in their lifestyle, but someone will hit rock bottom at one point in life. Yeah. How did you overcome that? Like, how are you right now this year? You're like, you know what? I need to make a change. How did you get yourself out of that rock bottom? People around you, yourself, like.
a pet.
So the thing about me, like, you were never gonna know. This is like the first time I ever said that. You get me? So it's hard. It was always hard because I don't say anything. Like, I don't put my problems out there because at the end of the day, it's for me to deal with.
Yeah.
And like I've never been the type of person to go to my friends. Oh my god, like I'm going through this. So it was hard just dealing with shit by myself because, you know, you show up, you talk to your friends, and like everybody was thinking my life was fucking amazing. And it looks like that if you don't know me, if you see what you see on social media.
Yeah.
You know, because social media is a highlight. You know, you post. You're not gonna sit there and cry on Instagram, whatever the fuck. So people always think my life was fucking great, like, whatever. And I never went out of my way to kind of talk or like, you know, vent it out. But, you know, to your point, you just gotta go through it. Like, it's gonna suck. There was days, you know, stressed the fuck out, anxiety through a roof, just thinking like, fuck, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? But, you know, at the end of the day, just you're gonna go through those hard times, and the only way out, you know, what it is money wise, you know, some shit happened with your family, just going through it and looking for the better option. You know, relax on, you know, just focus, basically ground yourself and understand that you're going through what you're going through, and there's different routes. You know, for me, it was just, all right, you know, this isn't working. Let me, you know, put that aside and focus into whatever is working, and just, I don't know, find ways to make more money, find ways to do this, find ways to get out of situations that I put myself into.
So for you, yourself, you pretty much like motivated yourself to get out of it. While I'm sure some other people need to rely on other people. That was like, you know, when you talk about your house burning down and stuff like that, that was your rock bottom. You didn't tell any of us. I think he's the same way as you.
Yeah, I see a lot of myself in you, bro. Like, I'm very inspired right now with everything that you've been saying.
I appreciate that. So
no, that's very cool, dude. And I'm older than you, dude. Yeah. I'm 31, dude.
Randy's 45.
Yeah, with this face, come on. Still get carded at bars.
Still get carded at bars.
But yeah, but yesterday actually I was on the phone with one of my homies, and I was telling him, I was telling him, like, look, bro, everybody, because he was talking about how, you know, he's going through this, he's going through that, money wise, etc. And he's like, and we were just we sat back and we realized how we're like in a competition. Like we kind of put ourselves in this hole because we think everybody's doing great, you know. Yeah. And I was like, look,
it's because of social media.
Yes, and I was like, look, everything is like, it's not that it's fake, but it's not. Everybody's life is not a fucking that great. Like we go through fucking shit every damn day.
Of course,
right? You don't know what half of these people go through. The person that you look up to and like their life looks amazing. How many people that you thought had it all commit suicide because their life was, you know, going through shit?
Celebrities, freaking rich ass people.
The people that you thought were the happiest, the comedians. Yeah. You know, they're Jim going Carrey, through shit. Bro. Exactly. So people, what you see up there, like the worst thing is comparing yourself. Comparing yourself to people that you think are great, are doing great, is always gonna keep you like down and put you in a hole. But at the end of the day, you know, you're in a competition with yourself. You know what you're going through, and you know why you are where you are. So, you know, just make changes to your life and stop comparing yourself, because you're always gonna feel like you're doing less. And sometimes the people that you think you're doing less then are not doing that fucking great. And I've been around people that are actually doing great, and they're the people that you less know that they're doing great. Like you have no idea.
They just don't talk about it.
And there's people that, you know, fuck, this person, you know, so fucking popping, famous, they must have this and that, bro, and their life is fucking
all cap.
You know, it's they're not in the best position ever. So that just kind of taught me to, you know, not try to compare myself. Even though it is hard. You hop on Instagram and you see people with the cars, the money, the dope aesthetic apartments.
But you know, here's the thing with success, though, bro. You got to keep a low profile with it too. You know.
Yeah.
Like, because you're always gonna have the haters, bro. And honestly, the more haters you have, the less, I guess, drive you'll have to do it, right? Because you have all this negative energy coming towards you.
I actually think
if you're keeping a low, what's going on?
I said the more success you have, actually, the more haters you have.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if you keep a low profile, you know, they can't attack it.
Yeah.
So it gives you more space to grow.
It depends what business you're in too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, like, as well. Yeah. I try to be like, I've gone through that stage where, like, I don't want to put anything that I'm doing. But if you're building a brand, you kind of got to be on it. You're building a podcast.
Like, for me, like, honestly, like,
that's the struggle with
the social media that I use now is literally everything is business.
Yeah.
Even my personal page is everything to promote everything that we're doing. And if there was a choice to not have social media, 100% I would take it. It just takes, it's a full-time freaking 24/7 job, and it's like
it's mentally draining. Like there's times where I'm just looking at my phone like, what the fuck am I doing right now? I've just been scrolling for like an hour, just
looking at reels and shit.
Dude, it's pointless, but it's also, bro, TikTok is so informational. That TikTok is crazy. Like, I be on TikTok learning about stuff that I've never learned in school, like important stuff that you need in real life.
Dude, that's my mom is not big on social media. Well, she kind of is, but she likes to be on social media. She sends me a bunch of TikToks of like informational stuff that she learned, and my mom's like, 50 something, and she's like, I've never learned this. And she's learning everything from TikTok.
All
it's
I
crazy.
get from TikTok is fucking travel videos, bro. Travel videos.
I had a TikTok account that was nothing but like informational stuff that I had to go make a new one. Cause I want to see funny stuff. I'm like, bro, I'm tired of seeing all this. Because the more stuff you look at, they start feeding that to you. There was a point where I was just looking at e-commerce, tax videos, etc., and I was just getting none of that stuff. I'm like, bro, I want to laugh. Like, let me go make a whole new account and just look at funny shit.
Well, that's what my personal page is right now, because I got the Kraken one, I got my DJ one, the producing one, and events, etc. My personal one, it's all just memes.
Dude, okay, I was actually telling Gabby this yesterday. How I don't follow any meme pages anymore. Like for like the past year or so, I don't follow any pages I don't want to consume. But the only way I love memes.
Yeah.
But my meme page that I watch is Randy's stories. He posts all the memes. So to me, that's my meme page.
Yeah.
That's news.
I don't need to follow him.
Randy's the meme page.
Randy's my guy. He's the plug. Before we dive into the VIV segment and whatnot, I do want to touch base on the exotic cars. We didn't talk about it.
Right.
Do you explain to us what you really do?
Okay, so
I know you have a slingshot or whatever.
So when the pandemic happened, right after it happened, everybody started traveling like crazy. Everybody had money, So for all those scams they did, and the traveling thing and the car rental boom, like Turo. I don't even know that Turo.
Yeah, Turo.
So that thing started booming. I put cars on there, bro, and it was making bank. So I was like, let me just fucking go buy more cars and put them on there. And it was a period like a whole year, bro. It was doing really, really well. And then I got connected with Vem Exotic Shop. Vem Exotic, which is the exotic car company. Like they own all the Ferraris and shit. You see
Lamborghini.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big company. They work with a lot of rappers and all that. So they whatever. I connected with them and I started. So you're basically a broker.
Okay.
In a sense, so you get clientele and then they give you like a base price of like the wholesale price of the car and then you kind of upsell it, and you're in charge of just connecting the dots basically. And you go and you drive the car, you take pictures, you take it to clients, you do all that. So it's not really like a job for them. Is just commission. In a way, commission based. You're making whatever you upsell, and but yeah, that was the exotic car rental. I have my own cars. I still have like 5, but I got rid of some.
Damn.
Yeah, cause shit.
5?
Yeah, that shit.
5 cars.
That shit. Yeah, I kind of slowed down a lot, and then I moved. So I used to live by LAX. So it was easy for me to kind of take the clients, do all that
rental.
Yeah, and right now I live in La Puente, so it's like an hour from fucking LAX. So that shit kind of it kind of made it a little harder, and I got over it. And then everything that I was going through last year, I was just not like, I literally just stopped doing everything. I stopped. I wasn't even working. I wasn't even taking care of that shit anymore. I was just like, I don't even know what the fuck I was doing, but that's it. That
You're just going through it.
Yeah, so that shit took a toll on me, and I just kind of, because before I was on it, like I was, front of the gas, going through, doing the most, but, and then I just slowed down, took a little break, kind of let shit be, and then, yeah. So this year,
now you're back at it.
Yeah. So with the cars, the exotic car stuff, that shit is a fucking headache, bro. Anything car, renting out cars to people, renting out anything to people, bro, it's a fucking headache. I've had the worst experience. All my cars crashed.
Okay.
Fucking.
I was about to touch base into that too. Actually, insurance base. How much insurance were you paying for a rental company for 5 cars?
So it's not okay when you rent them on Turo takes care of while the car is rented to a guest on Turo. They'll pay you if something happens during that rental. So you don't need like commercial insurance.
Oh, okay.
And so I just need like personal insurance for when I'm gonna drive the cars, etc. Turo will take care of that. Now, if you're renting to people like out of like on your own, like say you want to rent one of my cars, we will call your insurance and verify that they'll cover the rental, etc., etc. So that's the way it works. Because commercial insurance
there's so much into it.
It's like a lot.
Jesus
commercial
Christ,
insurance is fucking it's a mess. Yeah, and then bro, that shit is a headache. Car crashes, people don't return them correctly, all dirty. There's people that just don't give a fuck and like they'll leave the car, because they're like, oh, I'm not gonna go meet up. I don't have time. Come pick it up. Like they just leave the car. They don't give no fucks. And people have stolen cars.
It'd be damn people sometimes.
Especially exotic cars. Exotic cars. That shit is a headache, bro. Dealing with a lot of them as kids and stuff that they just get some money and try to go rent a car and then they don't give no fucks.
Of course.
Scratch the wheels, burnouts.
Oof.
Yeah, bro, it's a headache.
Of course, why would they care? It's not their car.
So it seems like I'd never want to get into that business.
Yeah. Anybody that you've met, bro, that shit's a headache. And then it's not as luxurious as it seems. Like
It seems luxurious because the cars, right? You're renting out those cars, and it's a lot of fucking.
So like the way the way it works. Sometimes the exotic car companies, they have cars from different rich people. Like rich people are like not using it. They're like, okay, we'll leave it with you guys, and you guys rent it out. So that's how it works. That's how a lot of companies kind of collect their collection of cars. Unless like the owners are rich as fuck themselves,
then they do it.
Then they have a lot of cars, but a lot of the times it's different. One broker has cars from a lot of different companies, a lot of different people. And it's just the same cars getting shared around.
You're the rental car dealer. Mm-hmm. You're the broker.
Exactly.
But I mean, even yet, like, how much are the profit margins, or how much could they possibly be? Because if you think about it, these cars, like, I mean, a set of tires are like $5,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I've wondered. I'm like, I was trying to think of the analytics behind it, or like the profits and shit.
Right.
I don't think it's that much because
it can't be.
Do you have an overhead when you rent cars at all?
Well, yeah, in my personal car, yeah. I mean, you have insurance, my personal insurance, car notes, etc. for the cars that are on lease.
That's like a headache for me already.
I mean, just an oil change alone is close to $1,000.
Yeah, for the exotic cars.
Yeah.
A lot of the times the cars are sitting. People are not renting out exotic cars Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like on a daily. Unless you work with big companies that do, like the company I was working for, they're well connected with like fucking rappers. They'll have Lil Baby. They'll have everybody will be in there. Lil Baby, Push Ice-T, fucking all the rappers be pulling up right there. The Soulja Boy. We did the Yeet. We did I did the music video for Yeet.
Yeet was there, you said?
I took we did one of his big music videos. We took cars to him.
Oh, that's dope.
Cole Bennett and all them were there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's cool. It's a cool place to be. Like if I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, and it's not like as fun and luxurious as it seems.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes back to, like I said, if you're not passionate or interested in it, then you're just gonna get burnt out, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not into it, then the stuff when it's not fun, you got to keep going, right? Mm-hmm. It only happens if you're into it.
Yeah.
So it kind of goes on. We're going to have a segment now. It's called What's Your Vive? So Vive means to live in French. So we'll go deep dive a little bit. So obviously you're a busy guy and whatnot. What do you do to like recharge? That's one of Miguel's questions.
Decompress?
Yeah, exactly. Decompress. Like what fulfills you?
Go to some afters.
Some 6 a.m. events.
6 a.m. techno events.
Hey, hit me up sometime. Let's go, dude.
Fuck, bro. Honestly,
I know you go to the gym as well.
Yeah, so gymming, the gym is a huge part, bro. Obviously there's days I don't want to fucking go to the gym, but it's literally a routine. It's like part of my day. It's literally my job. Like I kind of made it into where it's like I gotta do this. But to decompress, I don't know. I don't watch TV. I'm not like a movie guy. I can't remember the last time I watched Netflix.
Damn, must be nice.
Yeah, I'm not.
Bro, I watch TV every day.
I don't even have a TV.
Sleep with it.
I don't even have a TV in my room. I don't have a TV in my room.
That's smart.
That is very smart.
But I do be on YouTube all the damn time.
Okay, there we go.
But I watch like podcasts and shit. I stay watching shit like that.
And it benefits you as well.
Yeah,
have you ever heard of this podcast called Life of Friends? You should check it out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Chill, bro. Just chill at home and hang out with like the couple friend groups, my close friends or whatnot.
So actually before you got on, we were talking about like. So obviously we do business, entrepreneurship, and whatnot. It's hard to switch your brain off, right? And I just realized for me, my family doesn't come that often. They live in London and Europe, so I see them like once a year, if that. And I realized for me, like to switch off my brain, I realized that more yesterday when I hung out with my family is just being with family. Yeah. Just being with them makes me forget about my business. I don't give a fuck about Instagram. I don't care about it. I just want to be with my family. Yeah. That's what makes my brain switch off, and I realized that. So what for you, is it your friends?
Yeah. Is it your family? I don't have like a very strong family group oriented, whatever, so I don't hang out with my family. Okay. But yeah, just literally friends, bro. Like hang out with the close people I have, and
your friends are family that you choose.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, and it sounds crazy partying, bro. I love being at a fucking underground club and hearing some techno shit.
That's crazy you mentioned that, bro. Because for me, like decompressing is definitely not partying. I feel like, here's the thing. So I had my party phase. I still love to party, bro, and like I will do it any fucking day of the week, dog. But I'm gonna be blunt with you, bro. Like if I were to go out today and get fucked up for the next 2 days, I'm fucked and I'm killing myself over and over again, saying, "Why the fuck did you go out? Like you could have been, you could have been doing this today. You could have been doing that."
That was me yesterday. That was me yesterday. I mean, I don't mean like let me go out and get fucking destroyed.
That's the thing with me. I don't go out, but if I'm going out, bro, I'm getting blasted.
Yeah. And Miguel doesn't stop.
Like, I'm over here like bubble bath, face mask, glass of wine. That's like
bubble bath.
kidding.
Damn. Nah, yeah. I mean,
Cold plunge hours.
Hey, everyone has their own thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
I mean,
yours.
that's like a way to clear my mind from like the work. It's not really decompressing. Guys still be fucking tired as fuck, but it's a way to like
switch off
it's
your
like,
brain.
It's a way to get away from like reality. You know,
Don't think
you know?
of anything else.
Yeah, just have fun with my friends and then
that is cool.
techno stuff is different and like it's not like a club. I don't know. The vibes is it's a whole different. It's a whole different way of enjoying shit. I don't know. It's hard to explain if you're not like into it.
It's funny because at last 2 podcasts ago, do you know James Amok? You know Amok? Well, if you know Tito, they're good friends and everything. And we had the same conversation where like to these undergrounds, it's going to these things. It's not about the fashion show. It's not about this and that. It's about the music.
Yeah, nobody cares about what you got going on, bro. Yeah. It's like everybody's in their own little world.
That's why I love these undergrounds too. I know. Did you have another question, Mr. Alex?
Yeah, sorry. My phone just freaking
technical difficulties again.
Going crazy right now. All right, next question actually. So pretty much you're recharging, decompressing. Is you going out,
hanging out with friends, just being around people that I enjoy.
But the going out part, not to decompress, is more to switch off your brain. Off.
Just get away from real shit.
It's funny because for me, like when I drink around friends, maybe it's because we're also around you guys. Because I only drink around you guys.
It's business oriented.
It's business oriented. I just talk about business.
It always is. The thing is, even if I go out without you guys, like whenever I go out with anybody in general, bro, I think about networking. Like, oh, this person's cool. Like, I want to go talk to that person. Tell them my brand.
It's hard to really focus on the just being in the moment.
That's why I'm the difference between the techno world is like you're not talking to anybody. It's like it's dark as fuck in that motherfucker, and you're just there with you're not even talking to your friends. Like you're just in your own little world. It's a weird environment. It's not like if I'm at a club, like highlight room or something. You're talking to, and then everybody's drunk and like, yeah, bro, let's do this business. Yeah, we're gonna do this. That. That's a whole.
You want to come on the podcast? You want to come on the podcast?
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna hit you. Yeah, exactly. That's a whole different.
And I see what you're saying because it's more body language, right?
Yeah, you're talking to people.
It's
you're
body language.
No, technically, events you're in your own space.
Yeah.
You're Lady McTitty right now.
We all relate. Excuse me,
Lady McTitty.
I thought you just said like titty, and I was like, what?
My titty? That's
okay. Anyway,
that's cool.
Next question: what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Let's
say short-term. Let's say like I don't know, the next year or two, and long-term you could go
next 6 months.
Yeah. So short-term, I have this shit written down actually. Short-term, I want to put a lot of energy in my whatever money's coming in into Amazon. Like I already tried it and it worked. Like it. I sold everything I had bought in a fucking week. I woke up one day, I looked at it in the phone like, oh shit.
You want some plants?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah. So obviously, I want to put a lot of energy and focus into that, and just kind of this year just like rebuild up. I guess you could say my life, putting my energy and my time more into like shit that's gonna matter for the fucking 5 years to come, which is just building that foundation. Because last year what happened was I wasn't a fucking high horse. Everything was going great. I thought, my life was heading a different direction, and I kind of put my foot off the gas, and shit went south for me. So then this year is just like, okay, stay grounded and put my time into Amazon, focus more on working out. I always focus on that, but just me, bro, just kind of get my shit going and just make more money, like, figure out how to make more money. Because once I kind of got comfortable, like, it's cool, this shit's not too sweet. So, Amazon is a big thing for me. The podcast, by the end of the year, I want us to fucking. I had talked to my homie about something like this for a while. I had told him, let's look for a spot, rent out the rest of the rooms on fucking Peerspace so that, we don't have that overhead of like paying to get the.
Yeah, and I feel like you have a good networking, so I'm sure you could find people.
Yeah, and
like
then
we talked about it earlier.
And it comes back. So I was trying to do Airbnb shit too,
I remember.
Yeah, so this is kind of like the same. It's the same. If you put this on Peerspace, it's the same concept, renting out spots and cover your overhead. So I do want to look into something, maybe more like in the LA area, but that'll be down the line. So get the podcast going, get monetized. You gotta hit like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, it's fucking
so that's a big goal. The podcast is one of my big priorities. Working on the Amazon shit. Which is like, this is the first time I talked about Amazon that I actually got it going, because I told myself I don't really want to be talking about shit.
Here we are.
Well, fuck it. It is exclusive.
No, but it's good. You're putting it out there, so now you're going to see this podcast. That means you better do it in the next 6 months.
Hell yeah. You'll get backlash if you don't do it now, bro. So.
There you go.
Talking about, you heard it here first. Long-term goals.
Long-term goals. Damn.
You could go business, or you could also go like personal level. Like it doesn't have to be strictly business.
Personal, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I see myself. Obviously, I hope in the future I have family and shit, you know. But not focus on that too much. Just letting shit be. But business wise, I wanna, just have some property, hopefully Airbnb, whatever the thing is at the moment, to be able to rent out and make income. That's one thing.
Real estate.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, real estate. Hopefully, shit. Amazon for sure gonna be a thing. So hopefully that's already has put me in a different stage of my life. And yeah, just I don't know, travel. I wanna have traveled. Maybe I wanna live in Miami.
Sick. I wanna live in Miami. Baby.
I was gonna live in Miami for a year.
Mr. 305.
Before I kind of settled down or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, I've never been to Miami.
Oh, there's a lot of money to be made, especially in the exotic car rental out there, bro.
Well, that shit is more of a fight headache over there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
People go crazy over there, I'm sure.
You never been to Miami though?
No, never.
I was living there basically. I was going back every other week and shit. That's
Miami, dog. That's fun.
We're actually going to Mexico soon. Me and Miguel and Randy.
We're going to the 23rd.
We're kidnapping him.
Cabo or what?
No, where are we going?
No, we're going to San Miguel el Alto. That's where I'm from, bro. It's in Guadalajara.
Oh, you're Mexican?
Yeah, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, you're Mexican?
Wait, where'd you think he was from?
I think it was white. I don't know.
Bro, I get shit all the time.
Actually, he's actually Spanish.
Yeah,
but he's from Mexico.
I'm from Mexico, bro.
Miguel Jimenez.
Simon que sí. Yeah, bro, but that's it. So we're going to Mexico the 23rd, bro, to the 27th, and I think that'll be a good space to like decompose, because I feel like just
decompose.
That's how you know I'm Mexican, bro. I miss
what are we really gonna do out there, bro?
No, because actually that's the best way for me to like decompress. You know what I mean? Because like I'm in a different environment.
Yeah.
Does that, you know what I mean? Like when I'm in the same environment daily, bro, it's kind of hard to do it.
Yeah, you need a break from your real life, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So that's what we're doing, and hopefully that goes well. If you want to come, bro, let me know. Shit, we're all going.
We're married. It's like $70-$80 a flight right now.
What if I could, but I'm Mexican. I can't even go with it, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Shit.
I'll
put you in my luggage, dog.
I'll put you in my luggage.
I know some coyotes,
My next question is, obviously you're like, entrepreneur, you motivate yourself and whatnot. You don't share with a lot of people, so you're more internally, I guess. Yeah. But is there anyone that has like inspired you, or something that has inspired you to become the way you are, and who, if you do, who inspired you the most and why?
It's not really a person. It's just my upbringing, like the stuff I've been through, the life. Bro, like literally just fucking nothing. You feel me? South Central, we're living, seeing the shit I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just like I know I don't want that for myself, and I know my parents didn't, do the most they can for me, just for me to fucking be living worse than them or being in a fucked up situation. So, just that's it. Just where I come from and everything I've been through so far, just shows me that that's not where I want to be. And that literally, like all I gotta do is go back to, like where my family was living at or whatever, just to see like them. I don't want to fucking ever be in a position where this is my life. So
yeah.
And you know what? That's crazy, because I feel like a lot of Hispanics have that same like chip on their shoulder in a sense. Because their parents.
You're white. Okay. No.
You're obviously born in Mexico, but you're first generation, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm still first generation. I'm still Mexican, so I'm not even first generation American. Okay.
No, but anyways, before I got rudely interrupted,
play that back.
What I was saying is, like, your parents came out here with nothing, right? Like,
bro.
No language, no nothing, bro, and they managed to achieve whatever they achieved already. So you're like,
bro.
What the fuck am I lacking? I got the language, I got this, I got that. Like, I can do that and double.
Why not you?
Yeah, I've sat down and thought about, like, bro, how is it? And this shit kind of bugs me sometimes too. But I have a lot of friends who were lucky enough to, just being born here, having the privilege of being American gives you fucking access to so much shit that other people don't have. And having friends that literally have no excuse to be in a fucked up position, just be in a fucked up position by choice. That shit would piss me the fuck off. And 100%. I would, if I care for them, I try to tell them, like, bro, like, why, do this, like, do that, blah, blah, blah. No fucks given. So that shit kind of, it kind of taught me to, like, you can't be. It's in you. Like, you cannot make people be better for themselves if you don't want it to. And like you said right now, there's no way that my parents, and a lot of people's parents came here with literally nothing. They didn't know how to speak the language, and they made it happen. They got a place, they got a car, they 100%. Have work. Even they still managed to make money and to raise a whole family. And my opportunities are way better than theirs. There's no reason why there's literally no reason why I'm gonna, put myself to fail or allow myself to fail.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. And I'm not just talking about like buying real estate, buying land. You know what I mean? Because obviously, inflation's a motherfucker right now. You know what I mean?
It's tough. It's really tough.
Like actually, it's scientifically proven that if inflation goes up the same way it's been going on for the past 5 years, in the next 25 years, or not, like the next 15 years, I think they said, minimum wage would be, I think, over $1 million.
With the way inflation is
the way
going?
if the inflation keeps on happening the way it's happening right now.
Shit, we're all gonna be millionaires.
For the next, I think it was like 15 years ago, give or take. Don't quote me on that.
A gallon of milk's gonna be $3 million. You still can't afford it.
But I was like, damn, dog, that's insane. Like, imagine that, bro. Because it's true, bro. Just 8 years ago, minimum wage was $8, dog. $8 to $9. Now it's $16. Double that, bro. And we're just talking about, not even a decade, bro.
You know how crazy that is? When my bad, sorry.
No, you're good, bro.
When I first had my job, bro, I was getting paid like, I think my first airport job was like $11 an hour, and I remember
that was high back then.
Yes, I remember I got hired with a different company, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pay you guys 13." I had this message where I was telling my friends,
"Mama,
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with all this money?" I swear to God, bro. I literally had a message like, "Damn, what am I gonna do with all this extra money, bro? $13,
$2 an hour, bro."
That was a big difference.
I'm buying all you shots, he said.
And you know what's maybe, but also my living expenses, I had nothing that I have now, so it was just all for me, and of course it felt fucking crazy. But looking back at it, how dumb does that sound?
Yeah, nowadays it's fucking it's insane now.
Change,
I feel like if you live in Southern California, you need to have like a job and freaking multiple side hustles,
you have to have
stream of income to live a comfortable life.
Well, bro, for a family of 3 to live like a decent, not even decent, like
comfortable,
average lifestyle, bro, out here for a family of 3, you have to make at least $150K a year.
It's like I be thinking, there's no way my coworkers are raising a family with the same check I'm getting. There's no fucking way. Bro.
What I'm saying is like an average lifestyle, bro. I mean, like renting, not even owning. You know what I mean? Like an average lifestyle for a family of 3 is $150K a year, bro. That's mad. That is insane, bro. If you go to any other fucking country, $150K a year U.S. is insane. Oh, yeah.
That's what a lot of people that work remote go live in other places because there's no reason why you need to pay.
Doing that, bro.
There's no way you need to pay the amount of how expensive stuff is, but you could have a better life in another.
Damn right.
And they're all going to Europe and
North
Mexico,
Carolina,
bro.
Dude.
No, not Europe and Mexico, bro. I'm telling you, everyone that works remote, bro, they're all going to Mexico and Europe, dog.
Right. I heard Mexico City is becoming very like Americanized.
Not just Mexico City, bro. Like a bunch of small towns in Mexico. I mean, bro, I went to Oaxaca like 6-7 months ago, right? The population from like tourists to people that live there are 50-50, bro.
Fuck.
Like, I mean, you look left, you look right, bro, and there's people from all parts of Mexico and fucking a bunch of Caucasians as well. That's you know crazy. What I mean?
The U.S. is losing in every way right now, bro. The money, the dollar's going to shit. Everybody's moving out.
That's a subject to have right now, bro. Yeah. Honestly, the U.S. is seeing it rough, dog, and that's kind of tough because if you put somebody against the wall, they're gonna attack, bro. They're gonna attack. So World War III, baby, is coming up.
I feel it.
Hey, you heard it first here in the podcast, baby. Just get your guns ready. Get your guns ready.
I'm trying to buy some guns.
Yeah,
I don't want to buy some.
bro.
I have to buy some guns.
No thanks.
I'm moving out of the country, bro. But that's true, bro. The petrodollar is no longer a petrodollar, bro. They want to make it into the Chinese dollar now. They're gonna attach it to the Chinese dollar.
The yen.
The yen.
All right. Well, on this note, we're gonna pretty much end the podcast over here. Where our last segment is called the lightning round or rapid fire segment. We're just gonna list a bunch of questions, try to answer them as quick as possible. If you need to pause on certain ones and whatnot, we could go to the next one. But
sounds good.
Let's see how it goes. Okay. All right. First question: what would be your last meal if you died?
So I said it again.
What would be your last meal if you died?
Like
right now. Sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi.
Yeah.
If you had to choose between a superpower, what would it be?
Invisible.
Ooh, shit, okay.
If you had any space to live, where would you live and why?
Miami.
Why?
Miami.
Why Miami?
In a penthouse, the biggest penthouse in Miami.
Let's go, baby. Let's
bro,
go.
the weather, the party life, everything's
the party life. Because the weather's not that great. So party
you're right. I hate you walk out. I hate you walk outside and you're all musty. I don't like that. But,
okay. Girls are in bikini all the time.
Favorite muscle to work out?
Muscle back.
Okay.
If you can get rid of one genre in music, what would it be?
Dubstep.
Isn't that what James said too?
No.
Yeah, he said dubstep.
Dubstep.
All right, bro. Quick question. What's the most overrated and overpriced car?
Overrated?
Overrated and overpriced.
Damn. McLaren.
For the value.
No. McLaren is like it's built out of fucking nothing inside. It depends. People like it because it's so fast because it's literally so cheap inside.
Yeah, I've heard
Rolls
that.
Royce. No, Rolls Royce. It
Rolls-Royce?
looks so cheap from the inside.
Okay,
Yeah.
Rolls Royce. There you have
I
it.
love the SUV
I
Rolls
I
Royce.
love the SUV Rolls Royce.
It's cool.
Rolls
Yeah,
Royce.
but for the price, I don't know. It feels like too flumpy. Everything feels kind of plasticky.
It moves too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
The
freaking
Terran wear doesn't hold
$500,000
up so
car.
well.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
First quote that comes up to your head.
First quote. Damn, I have fuck.
All right, next. Biggest fear.
Biggest fear. My parents' death.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's a big one
We
too.
guys
I
said
had
the
the
same
same
thing.
one,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have one. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Damn. Hold on. Let me think of this one.
You know what mine is? When people don't use their blinkers.
I'll
It's
tell
Dude, me
you mine
too.
right now, bro.
Dirty
The
people.
way
Dirty
people
people
chew
are
sometimes.
dirty.
Huh?
The way people eat, chew.
Oh yeah, that too.
Holy fuck,
ASMR.
bro.
People with like low hygiene, like it's not. I don't know. I just can't tolerate it.
Yeah. Low hygiene.
Me, just-
You get this at
I
the
think
gym all the
people
time.
just start replying to my texts.
What are you trying? I feel like that was an attack, Alex.
No, it's not.
What are you
No,
trying
it's
to say?
not. I feel like everyone replies. I just like when people say I don't have time to
I feel
text
it.
back or something. I'm
I
like,
be saying that and I'm always on my phone.
That's big cat, bro. Taking videos, taking pictures. You know
It's
what I
just,
mean?
but it's like the way it works. I don't know. I see the message. It's not that I don't want to reply. I just kind of like.
it's just priority.
Yeah, like.
yeah. So it's not like
You
you're
gotta watch this
a
reel
lazy
first.
texter.
Yeah.
You're just priority. We'll end it with this one. One thing you wish you enjoyed more.
Damn, my family.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a very big one.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm very big family oriented, so I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Well, anything you want to say before we end it? Plug in
no.
whatever, anything.
Links,
Well, thank you
socials.
guys for having me. It was a good
Okay,
one.
dude.
And good luck with everything you guys got going on. You got a lot of shit going on. This is pretty cool. The brand, bro, having this alone is fucking
Yeah,
sick
thanks.
as fuck.
get
I
the
saw
same
the
reaction.
spots. That shit is fire. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. And yeah, shout out Disorderly Conduct. That's
Yes.
it.
Damn right.
Check out their
Certainly
podcast.
conduct.
Check out
That's
Irving.
Yeah.
Do you
Legend
wanna
on
give your,
Instagram.
Yep.
Instagram handle real quick. Yours?
Yeah, Irving.legend on Instagram. Pretty much everything I use.
Sick.
Disorderly Conduct, the podcast on Instagram.
Conduct
bro.
with a K.
Conduct with a K, yeah.
Yeah.
Disorderly Conduct.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. This is Life of Friends podcast. If you could help one person listening, then that's all that matters. Whether we entertained you, made you laugh, gave you knowledge, motivated you, doesn't matter. Just take something away, then we did our part. Thank you for listening.
Thank you guys.
That was cool. That was fun.
Damn. How much time was that?
How long was that?
About an hour.